Well, hello everyone. This is Chrystal Lynn, Cowgirl Astrologer, coming to you from Southern California. And I just want to talk some astrology, getting into some interesting things that are happening, especially as we are at the tail end, almost at the tail end of this full moon in Scorpio. I wanted to be able to do a video with the full moon, in the background, but I haven't been able to do that right now. I've got a lot of things going on. So I decided to have a little discussion while I'm driving, because that's when I actually think the most, and my brain is, for some reason when I'm driving, I'm thinking astrology all the time. So yeah, some major stuff happening right now, wouldn't you say? So we're in the middle of this full moon in Scorpio, which is opposing Taurus, okay? So when we look at these two signs, what do we see? What type of opposition are we looking for? Okay, what are the characteristics of an opposition like this? Well, Taurus is about grounding yourself. Taurus is about, truly knowing who you are, having sanctuary, valuing the things around you, valuing the things in your life. Sometimes we get to a point where we're just really detached and we forget to value the incredible things in our life. And the next 7 years, we're going to learn a lot about value. It also, in my mind, when I think of Taurus, I think of sanctuary. Sanctuary, meaning having a place that's has to have, nature in it, okay? Having a place where you can experience safety, where you can experience curiosity of what's around you, the new beginnings. It's planting the new seeds. Taurus is, the first earth sign, and so best green thumbs, getting things started, planting is Taurus. So we're looking at what seeds are you trying to get in the ground right now? Because you can see that the next 7 years is going to be about those seeds that you're planting right now and have been working towards. All right? So, when we have a Uranus transit like this coming up in May, this can really rock your world as we're approaching it. When I looked back at each Uranus transit throughout my life and dates and when they happened, I can see very, very significant happenings. So my life is changing radically right now already. I'm looking forward to trying to go with it. When you're looking at a U-turn, in going into something like this, it's like a U-turn. And so what is it that you want to U-turn? If you've been struggling financially, you definitely want a U-turn going positive, going back into a positive financial status, right? Maybe you've been doing real well financially, but you haven't, you've been greedy or you've looked down on everybody. If that's the case, that U-turn might turn you around there. Now, remember, taking care of yourself and your family and protecting and the realm of influence that you've been given in this world, that is not greedy. But there are times when you're just not in the right place. Or maybe you're, really resenting somebody else. Taurus can be very jealous. Taurus can be very resentful if they're not experiencing their success. When we look at, some of the storylines of Taurus, we can see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Okay, what was she doing? Whistle while you work. She's planting. She's cleaning out the old building, right? The old little house that the Seven Dwarfs lived in. But what was she doing? She was running from the witch, the evil witch, the evil stepmother. There may be somebody lurking in your life right now that plays that character, and you're seeing it now, and you're like, damn, this is an evil presence, and you know it. Maybe they're hiding, maybe they haven't been exposed, maybe they've got that mask on. Remember, the witch wanted Snow White's beauty, you know, wanted to be the fairest of them all. So there's this, you know, secret jealousy going on. Now, when we look at Scorpio, you know, now we're into the water, now we're into emotional, now we're into the intentions around us. Now we're looking behind the scenes, and now people are playing behind the scenes, lurking behind the scenes. All right, this is an energy that, you know, you don't want to turn your back, because you've got to stay discerning in this day and time, who you're bringing into your life, who you're allowing into your energetic circle. Even if you aren't allowing them into your physical circle, if you're giving them a lot of energy, there are spiritual vampires, and that would be more, you know, the shadowy side of Scorpio. So we also have Jupiter in Scorpio that is retrograde right now. We have a lot of planets retrograding. Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, I know for sure, are retrograding. Also, the North Node in Leo will retrograde, and it is retrograde right now as well. So everything right now, it's like, look at where you're at. Do you have sanctuary? Do you have your safety? You know, the Taurus also represents the bull. So when you think about the bull has a pasture. The bull has its harem, you know, its herd that he oversees. Now, we can all have a bull energy. It's stubborn, and it doesn't waste time and energy on worrying about too many things. The main thing the bull needs to worry about is eating. Because as long as he's eating, and as long as his herd is eating, they're safe. If they're spending time running, they're burning off everything that they've eaten, and now they're not in their strength. So they don't run around chasing after things. But no, the bull can see with eyes behind its back. So this energy, when we look at Taurus, we can also see that a Taurus is very intuitively sensitive in terms of touch, smell, sense. They can sense somebody. Because it's an earth sign, we don't normally say it's a psychic sign. It's not a water sign. But at the same time, the bull is highly sensitive and highly in tuned at what's going on. So if you're trying to sneak up on a bull, it'll let you sneak all the way up, and then it'll take you down. It knows you were there from the bushes, and it pretended it didn't see you. Okay? Because it's not going to waste its energy. But at the same time, if it feels the intention of the intruder, the predator, it knows when it's close enough that he has to make his move. And don't worry, he won't forget. So again, we have this kind of protecting our everything we've worked for right now, protecting our homes, protecting our families right now. You know, I feel like we're really being asked to look at our inner circles and value those people in our life. It's not about having a lot of people. It's about really honing in to the very important people in your life that you are truly your tribe, you truly trust, and taking care of them, being there for them, not spreading yourself thin all over for everybody else who really doesn't even think twice about what you're doing for them. And if you don't do it, somebody else will, okay? Those are people who drain emotionally, spiritually, physically. They don't give back, okay? They drain. So who's giving back in your life? Those are the people you want to give to. Who is participating? And the smaller circle, the better. It's more powerful. It's like small and mighty. Okay, so you know, with Jupiter in Scorpio retrograding and the North Node in Leo retrograding, that is a square. So it's kind of like, I really want to come out and I really want to be all that I am. You know, Leo loves to, you know, be out in the limelight, show off and have fun and laugh. You know, Leos love to smile. They love to laugh. They love to have fun. But at the same time, you know, they make sure they keep their position. There's their lion. So we've got this lion, you know, in the storyline with the bull. I'm being asked to stop right now. Let's see. With the bull, and we have the scorpion who's watching and waiting, not wanting to sting, again preserving his energy, patience, but prepared at any time. So it's kind of a nebulous time along with Neptune and Pisces at 15 degrees, the highest point. Whole nother conversation. I'm just trying to give you an overview. These are all things we're going to continue to dive into. So Jupiter, I'll just finish with this. Jupiter being retrograde is revealing things that happen now that we're hiding over the last 6 months or so. Okay? All the stuff that you were feeling and seeing and nobody else could see it, and you thought you were going crazy, guess what? Just sit back, because it's all coming out now. And you don't have to do one thing. Just let it come out. Just sit in the background. Let it come out. Okay? You weren't crazy. Right? As Chiron, or Chiron, how you want to pronounce it, has moved into Aries, okay, people are going to be speaking up, you know, not stepping down. They're going to be, you know, a lot of these issues have to come up and be healed. When Chiron goes into Aries, it's going to stay there till about September. Okay, and then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces until next March 2019. So all of the fall, all of Christmas, all of the winter again, we're going to be back with Chiron and Pisces retrograde. So a lot of the stuff that have come up from last summer, okay, right now, you know, you might feel like, oh, I made it. I'm willing to look, you know, let the past be the past. Yeah, there's some pain there. There's some things I couldn't have closure with. But I just want to move forward. I'm just sick of that toxic energy. Well, trust me, I'm speaking for myself. Chiron will move back into Pisces for about 6 months. And it will be about, there's more to do. There's more to do behind the scenes in that 12th house. There's final healings. There's final revealings. There's final stuff. And the pattern that we're looking at is stuff that's happened to us over the last, you know, really the last year. And it coming back up to really be able to get the final cleanse, the final healing, so that you're not left without closure. If you feel left without closure right now, the universe isn't done. But he's given us a jolt. So from now till this summer, you're going to feel Chiron and Aries. You're going to feel Uranus and Taurus. And when we get into the, you know, March of next year, 2019, and it moves back in, what's happening this summer is going to be the theme of the next 7 years. Okay? So it gets intense. And I know I'm talking about a lot of different things with the astrology. If you want to have your personal chart read and how this applies to you personally, not globally, but actually, you know, your story, email me and book a reading with me. I have some great specials right now. I'd love to work with you on this because life's going to be changing. It's going to get radical, but we have a lot more to go into it with. We have a lot more tools, a lot more focus. So whatever you do right now, just stay focused on the things, God, or the universe, however you choose to see your calling or where it comes from. Your calling now is more important than anything. Don't take your eyes off it, and don't let anybody take your attention off it again. Because, you know, they're not losing sleep over you, and they're not paying your bills, and they're not there with you every night when you're trying to make dinner for your family or what have you. Only you and your circle are there. Uranus and Taurus, Sun and Taurus, Venus and Taurus, all says preserve your energy. Think of the bull. He stands his ground. He stands his ground, but he can feel a fly on his back end and take his tail and whack it off without moving his foot. He feels that vibration, okay? So I hope this was helpful. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Just some thoughts about the storylines that are happening in our lives right now. Go to Cowgirl Astrologer, book a reading, and let's see how this applies to your personal storyline. Have a great day, guys.